What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today, as you can tell, we are in the gym. Gonna take you guys with me today for a leg session. Currently in Leigh Fitness in Portsmouth on the south coast. This is where I'm staying at the moment. Training with my good friend over there. Mr. Nathan Bennett. How are you doing? So yeah, today we're gonna be training legs. I'm gonna get straight into it. Starting with some hamstring curls. So I'm gonna let Nathan take the session today. So it's a little bit different to what I would usually do, but I'm very open to what we're gonna do today. So let's get to it. So for you guys that don't know, obviously I tore my pec probably about, 2 years ago, and they had to take my tendon out of my hamstring, which means that I've now got a very weak hamstring, and I have had it for probably like 2 years now. So anytime I do isolation movements, normally it's like hamstring curls. Like for some reason I get a lot of pain in my right hamstring, which is where they take tendon graft out of to repair my pec. So gotta be a little bit careful when I do these movements. But for some reason when I do RDLs, obviously, which is you thought would make a lot harder, that seems to be all right. So anyway. So what is the structure of today's session, Nathan?
So today we are going to do pretty much a heavier style leg day. So we're going to start off with some isolation. I personally like to do a bit of abs to start. I normally neglect these. I have done in the past. So starting with abs.
What is the reason for training abs first? I'm interested now, actually, because that's like not something I would usually do, but
Couple of reasons. Number one is I'm fresh.
yeah.
After a leg day, my CV, I'm absolutely tanked. The last thing I'm going to be able to do is to control my breathing and get a good contraction on the abs. And then I would also say, who wants to train the abs after?
That's so true.
So I do it first, get it out.
We say I'm gonna do it at the end and I just don't bother.
However, today we are going to do calves last.
Yeah.
We both probably should do calves more.
A lot more, yeah. And also what was good at the start is,
Yeah, we did a couple of sets of adductor.
and I realized my adductors are very weak after seeing what Nathan was lifting.
I have been working on these a lot. I used to have very, very bad knee pain. So what I like to do is a little bit of adductor to start with, and then also some isolation work on my hamstrings. What I find is doing a lot more hamstring work and adductors, those supporting muscles, I have less impact on my knees. Like my knees, if I go straight into a leg session and I'm doing heavy leg press, heavy squats, all these sorts of things, straight away knee pain. So what I try and do is get those sort of single muscles or like smaller muscles that support the bigger movers, firing, warm, blood in there, and straight away my session is just so much better. I get better pumps.
And Nathan's leg days have a lot more strategy than mine. Like mine are just very much just like go in.
I basically need them. Chris has huge quads, I don't. So I need more structure.
Right, pendulum squats. Get it done, guys. It's how every set should look. That's not how most of my sets look. My sets are like that because I'm training with him. So we're just on RDLs, so 55 kilos today, which is pretty heavy, isn't it?
Yeah, especially when it's hot like this.
Yeah.
Something that I would 100% recommend if you're not doing, if you obviously have an intra drink, there's normally like some sort of salt in there. But if you don't have that, and you just literally got like water, squash, that sort of stuff, when it is really hot, add salt to your
Salt everything, yeah, just salt. I salt all my meals as well all the time. Even Thailand, I was all over that.
People even hate it and think, oh, like there's obviously a bad stigma around just adding salt to things, but
Yeah,
you need it. It's an essential mineral, like fucking salt everything.
a lot of electrolytes.
Yeah, and you get things like low salt as well, which are like iron and potassium. So like combination of sodium, potassium, really, really good and very good for pumps. Get a better pump, add in a bit of salt.
What's in this?
Literally, I've just got squash and salt.
What's the salt, yeah. When do you take creatine as well?
Literally the first thing.
Yeah.
Take glutamine and then some creatine. I find glutamine is really good. I use
Recovery, good for recovery, right?
Yeah, well, I use the during prep. It really helped my
Digestion as well, yeah.
so good digestion. Like first thing, water, liter of water, salt in there, creatine 5 grams, and then glutamine, and that's literally me set up for the day.
Yeah.
Then I'll have my coffee. Like I would definitely hydrate before having like jalapenos like that as well.
100%.
Well,
Damn, this is brutal. I feel like I should be used to training in the heat, but for some reason, when you're back in the UK and it's hot, it just feels harder, it feels different. Like, there's no air conditioning. Don't get me wrong, it feels good, but getting a little bit of a headache. Drinking plenty of water, but it's hot in here. But yeah, leg press under titty sweat is in full force. Leg press, then we got leg extension, I think. And then obviously some calves to finish. So great. Yeah, he wanted it. But we're getting it done. It's nice and quiet in here today, which is good. What would you say your number one exercise for quad growth would be for a guy?
something like loads of people just say squats. I find a leg press or like a supported squat,
Yeah.
like a pendulum, like a hack, you can literally push things to failure without that injury.
Less injury risk, yeah.
Oh my God. Like I used to just think of focusing on,
I think as you get older, it's more important, isn't it? Like I used to squat stupidly when I was younger, but if I did that now, I'd definitely get injured. Yeah, and I look at my form back then and it wasn't even amazing.
and the other thing as well is I feel like a lot of guys just focus on, right, a leg day is literally leg extension, leg curl, and a leg press. Nice, not a fucking leg day.
Yeah.
There's no intensity in just doing a couple of isolation movements and then leaving.
I think there has to be at least one squat variation and also a hip hinge variation, like a deadlift.
Yeah,
So it needs to be a conventional deadlift, but actually wouldn't, to be honest, for most people, I probably wouldn't do them.
no, I think RDLs, 100% barbell. You can literally even do them if you have access to some sort of loaded.
Like an assisted RDL. Yeah. I've done them before. Yeah.
I even find that quite nice on a Smith. If you can get your Smith can go off that sort of stuff. But like for me, it's going to be some sort of heavy press that you can use with your legs. I love pendulum and like a leg press for me, especially with my poor range of motion in my ankles. Squats just don't. They're not for everyone. Like
No.
if you squat heavy, but from a growth standpoint, from a quad development standpoint, you want something that you can reach that failure point, push the failures without that injury rate.
Yeah.
Like where you're inhibited from potentially lower back, cardio failing, that sort of stuff, when you've got a bar on your mat. But don't get me wrong, but it is a staple, a normal back squat. Like
If you can perfect them and you do them well and you like them, then there's no reason why you can't do it.
find someone who doesn't do heavy back squats, or someone who does heavy back squats like all the time consistently and they don't have good legs.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. So there we go, guys. Last exercise, guys, of course, cannot complete a leg day without a little bit of calves. So here we go. but definitely don't train my calves enough. This probably shows, but here we are. Luckily, I guess with a lot of running, my calves seem to, they're all right. They're not like noticeably weaker. I mean, my quads are definitely standing out, but yeah, basically you've got shoes. You want to distract. No one just said again. Oof. Oh. Oh, jeez.
All right, and as you can see by my calves, I don't have quads to distract. So they are a weakness. Definitely not something that I have a good body part of. I mean, it's a bit of a, shouldn't really even be talking during the set, but a good rule of thumb is you should at least have the same size arms as your calves, at least, maybe. But as you can see, my arms are 4 times the size of calves. That's what you get for training arms at 14 years old and not calves. It's probably, yeah, the only good body part. But with calves, I think they are quite a stubborn, well, first it's like everything muscular-wise is going to be like partially genetic in terms of what your incision points are looking like and stuff like that, but train them hard. It's not any other body part. You train it hard, train it with intensity, you train it to failure. It's going to grow.
We are done, guys. Leg session complete. This is what quads are currently looking like right now. So, that quad pump. Always had pretty athletic legs ever since I was young. So, to only train my legs once a week. Because to be honest, like I don't really want my legs to get any bigger. I just want to keep them athletic, keep the conditioning there. Of course, you should be training your legs, but you shouldn't be neglecting leg day. And I think that like, if you're a guy that wants to build like a good physique, like people notice if you're not training legs. So you need to be making sure you're hitting your quads, hamstrings, glutes. So that's leg day done, guys. We're back in the car. My legs are feeling pretty sore. I was going to say a different word then, but don't want to keep it. Don't want to be,
Oh, God.
But yeah, it's a good leg session.
And it was hot in that gym. It was hot today.
Yeah.
Tin roof.
So now we're just off back now and we're going to get some food. So we're going to kind of wrap up the video here. But one thing that I wanted to ask Nathan is that, I'll put some photos up here, but it was about a year ago, like you competed. Yeah, so
I was in prep probably about a year.
Yeah, so like Nathan got like completely shredded, like naturally as well, which...
So in that gym?
Yes. Yeah, we did get a photo when he was at his leanest, and yeah, like got to the point where he was just super, super lean. And I think that like, in terms of probably how hard it was, like I'm sure Nathan will say it was probably one of the most hardest things he's ever done. So what would you recommend getting that lean? Like what's your sort of thoughts process on that? Like as a coach as well, like having gone through such a hard prep.
Yeah, getting that lean is unsustainable, okay? Like I got my bloods done, how I felt, impacts on friendship relationships. Getting that shredded to step on stage is not sustainable and it's not a nice lifestyle. However, there is a happy medium. There was a point in my prep where actually it was okay. It wasn't like too bad. I could manage it. It like I had energy. I think it gets to a point where there is too much. You can go too far. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I normally keep to the point as to where obviously I'm lean, but I don't go like all the way. Like with Nathan, like he was like completely ripped. Like when I last saw him, you could see it in his face, veins, and you striations. Like I've learned with my body, like a point as to where I can maintain, I can enjoy my life without probably pushing under 10% body fat. I'd say when you get to like single digits, that's where like things get really tough. But
and also you see this online a lot that people walk around like this. Like you think they might do this all year round. They don't. They don't. It's just not sustainable lifestyle. So many sacrifices. You can still get in shape, stay in shape, and still enjoy your life. Like,
yeah,
exactly what we do right now. Like that's exactly what I'm doing right now. So yeah, you don't have to get absolutely bone shredded.
Do you think you'll compete again after that, or sure?
I don't know. Maybe in the future. We'll see. At the moment, I'm just enjoying my training, enjoying my food, enjoying going out, socializing, spending time with the missus. Like that's the sort of lifestyle that I like. And also I preach that to my own clients. So like,
yeah. How much this is the interesting one, because I know a lot of people obviously that are in like relationships and stuff like that. Like what was the impact it had with it?
It was tough. it was tough. And
That's like for you, because it's like you're obviously been in a long-term relationship, very understanding about it, but like still.
yeah. So like, I had to have this conversation, and also, it's your decision. You've decided to get this shredded. Like, I decided to do that.
Get out on her.
It's not. It wasn't V's fault. Like, those sorts of things. Like, so I was hangry. I was irritable. Like, these sorts of things. But it's down to you to not be a dick. Like, you don't have to be miserable all the time. Like, yes, I was pretty much lifeless. I felt lifeless. That's what I would say that I felt like. Like, drained of energy. Like, even the time that I saw you, I was like, mate, look, there's no point me even talking to you. Yeah. But it does impact relationships and people around you. So you have to understand that. But then also, like, if that's your goal and that's what you aim to do, see it through. But then also, you've got to understand is when you are out of that situation, you can also like go and do stuff and enjoy life again. Like, yeah. Go on holidays and that sorts of bits. So it depends what your goal is.
But like, yeah, I think it's not always what it's like looks out to be. Like getting super shredded, like it's not what you think it's like. I think like Nathan said, there's a point in diminishing returns in it, like where you go too far with it and like you don't get any more benefits, in my opinion. And again, it depends why you're doing it, because if you're wanting to get in better, like leaner, in better shape to feel more confident or to be more attractive, like I think it's fair to say that like girls don't like a super shredded look anyway. Like there was a point where like it's not like you're going to make yourself more attractive.
I was probably waking up like, and then when it got to the point where there was veins absolutely everywhere, like in my abs, in my chest, like even Veronica was looking at me like, what the fuck is going on with your body?
Girls don't want like a super shredded, jacked bloke. It's just not like that. I mean, like obviously that's not why you were doing it, but like that's the thing. Like you have to assess why are you actually wanting to get super shredded? Because the only people you really impress realistically is other guys. Like
the amount of guys I would like, people just walk up to me in the gym and like, fuck, you look so good. You look so shredded, bro. Yeah, like great, brilliant. If that was what I was looking for, like, got attention, yeah, fantastic. But I was just trying to get as lean as I possibly could while holding position to get on stage. So yeah, which you did pretty good with. So yeah.
So that is the reality, guys. I think like that's what you've got to consider. But yeah, Nathan went through like a hard prep. Like you were dieting for a long time as well.
I had a photo shoot. I pretty much was dieting. It felt like a year. Because I had a photo shoot in the December time.
Yeah.
And then I was basically, so that was quite a bit of a diet, basically like a pre-prep. And then I went straight into my prep from pretty much the start of the year. And I was prepping until my last show was in October.
Yeah.
First show was September. Then I had like back to back and then a week off. And then oh God, I was so,
I mean, I wasn't even probably as lean as Nathan. I did it for like 12 weeks. And I was so like fatigued afterwards. My finished so badly. We just did it.
Right. We were living together at the time, and bearing in mind, I'd probably never been that lean before. Or no, I haven't been really dieting as hard as Chris was at the time of the prep. We were living in our apartment, and I remember walking in, and Chris was literally just eating a bowl of oats. And like, I was like, "You're right, mate," and he's just not there. He was just eating with this baby spoon, like a little spoon.
Yeah, of course. For a little tear.
You're right, mate, and you're just like,
yeah, just like completely soulless, but. So anyway, guys, that's like a little bit of an insight into what it's like to get super shredded, because like people don't talk about it enough. It's not what it's made out to be. And I'm not saying don't do it. I just think you need a really strong purpose of why you're doing it. And, you know, like, yeah, you need to see it through if you are going to do it. But
I think you should at least try to, I think as a guy, I think it's cool to at least at some point in your lifting careers get six pack.
Get six. Yeah, definitely 6-pack lean, 100%. Like, I think just being 6-pack lean is like, yeah, I wouldn't say like every guy needs to get stage lean, especially like, you know, guys that are maybe getting on a little bit older, 30s, boys.
I'm not just like, if I'm never going to compete again, I'm never getting, why would I get stage lean? What's the point?
Yeah.
Hormonally, relationship-wise, like, what is the point? Walk around with 6-pack, of course, like you can do that. That's sustainable.
Yeah.
Like that's enjoyable. It's just, trying to move late.
So there we have it, guys. So we're gonna wrap the video up here. But as always, guys, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe for future videos, and it's gonna be try and get more vlogs to the channel over the next few months. Probably the next one maybe from Bali, or we'll see anyway.
So guys, make sure you like, subscribe, and share this with someone you love.
There you go, guys. Catch you in the next one.